俺の詮索はするな。
いい動きだな。何か習っていたのか。
ピアノと書道なら。
Underestimating a character is definitely one of the biggest mistakes anyone can ever do, you know, having no idea what their true hidden talents are, what they are capable of, to then proceed to downplaying them is something many rivals or even villains do, and in the end, they pretty much get struck with karma or even payback. So, which is why today, I thought it would be a fun video to cover 10 underestimated anime characters that shocked everyone, be it with, you know, their power reveal or something they have done for the first time that anyone has ever seen. So, if you're new around here, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notifications bell icon turned on to stay up to date with the latest anime news and recommendations right at your doorstep. Now, without keeping you all waiting, let us begin with the video.
技術、経験。全国模試で1位を取るより数倍至難だ。
Let us start things off with Assassination Classroom, which is an anime series focusing on a group of students within a school that exists to teach them about the arts of assassination to eliminate the biggest threat in humanity, as they all say, and that is a giant yellow smiling octopus by the name of Koro-sensei. Now let's talk about the moment when, you know, Nagisa showed his true potential against a really skilled and experienced assassin, what looked like a completely unfair match for a young high school student to go up against quite a professional adult in a situation where it's kill or be killed. There was no way Nagisa would be able to win this, right? Well, you know, due to the extensive training Nagisa has been through at school, he actually managed to surprise everyone with what he had been holding back, and at the right time, he caught his opponent off guard to finish the job.
かわいそうだが、自らの実力を知り、絶望することになる。何？
The Ranking of Kings is definitely one of the most criminally underrated anime series of this year because it is incredibly good, but it's a shame that people won't watch due to its unique art style that may look childish or even from the 90s, but still, it is definitely one of the best anime of this year. Ranking of Kings follows a character named Boji, a prince that was meant to be the next heir of the kingdom after the death of his father, but however, many people actually underestimate and look down on him due to them, you know, thinking that he is just incapable of running the kingdom due to his situation of being deaf. He may be lacking on that part, but he is still a well-trained fighter thanks to his teachers. You know, he's fast, he's skilled, and he's very well experienced in, you know, one-on-one situations, and thanks to further training with Despa, he has now gained new abilities to allow him to become even much more strong.
さすがボス王の息子。
すげえ！さすがに。I think a lot of people misunderstand the concept of Orient as it's disliked, but, you know, I for one actually found this anime very enjoyable, especially since it's coming from the creator of the Magi series. Orient strongly emphasizes in power chain or even constellation to beat the greater enemies because individually, most Bushis aren't really that strong at all. But, you know, it's part of the power system and how they would be placed effectively within a constellation, which makes Orient so much more interesting. You know, this idea support what Bushi are in real life, a samurai group who work together as one instead of going solo. And the protagonist, Musashi, wishes to become a Bushi and wants to wield a Ketitsu blade, as all Bushis have one. However, during the trial period, no Ketitsu blade would, you know, accept him as a master at all, meaning that he was unwanted, and black crystal material come out of his body as a sign of rejection. But you know, what came after was a huge surprise that truly shocked many after, you know, the awakening of the goddess that was hidden inside of him. Up next we have is Spirit Chronicles, which is an anime series that didn't really take me by surprise or anything, but yet another generic looking trope to add to the isekai genre, but it was actually quite fun to follow along, I'm not gonna lie, even though it had clear errors with its story being a little rushed and the characters being spread wide and not very important, but what kept me watching was the enjoyment and the fact that it had an underestimated character who got put in with a school of nobles. The protagonist Ryo is just, your average commoner from a poor family. His mother was murdered, and his ultimate goal was to just find out who the killer is and who's responsible for it. And upon saving a princess from danger of being kidnapped, he was actually invited to join a prestigious academy, and from there he joins a bunch of nobles who look down on him for being a complete commoner, but they all actually get very surprised after seeing what remarkable power and talent a poor guy like him has, even when it comes against a giant dangerous beast. The Dungeon of Black Company is probably one of the best isekai I've ever seen in 2021, as it's not like any generic isekai, but more of a unique one that I've never even seen before. It's definitely a hidden gem, and more people need to watch it and get to know this anime, as I class this as pure entertainment. Ninomiya used to be a rich man in the real world and had money beyond imagine, could do anything he ever wanted, but that is until he got sent to another world and became a worker to suffer at a mining company with others. He couldn't really live in these conditions at all, and so decides to make somewhat of a plan to get rich quickly as possible. You, my friends, are about to watch a series of how a former rich man will go from zero to hero once again. Ninomiya is heavily underestimated, as he's just a mere worker who gets ordered around by the leader, but nothing at all can stop this genius of a man from reaching the top once again. I mean, he did it once, he did it before, and he can definitely do it again. Tokyo Revengers is a really good shonen series focusing on the aspect of payback or even revenge. Takamichi is your average looking guy who discovers the power to travel back in time and wishes to save his girlfriend from her death due to the acts of the Tokyo Manji gang. Takamichi may be your average looking guy, but he aims to become the leader of Toman, which, seems like a very impossible goal to reach, but many were surely, surprised by the fact that he can at the very least stand up for himself during a fight and save those he cares about. Not to mention his actions that led him to be a part of Toman, during the somewhat of the start of the series, to get closer to the hidden truth of the mystery that he needs to solve.
Revenge.
SK The Infinity is definitely one of the best sports anime of all time, an anime original with a striking factor of being a unique series about skateboarding. Usually you get anime like basketball, soccer, or volleyball, but this time it's all about skateboarding, racing, and cool tricks to be done. Two protagonists, Reki and Langa. Reki, being a more experienced skater, while Langa being a snowboarder who wishes to get into skateboarding. And within just a couple of training sessions and, Langa's snowboarding skills, he managed to surprise everyone by just how good he is for being a complete newbie at the sports. And his skate technique is so unique to anyone else, he even got noticed for a shot to compete with the big and best skater in the series. This anime here is not by any means necessarily a popular one, but I actually quite like the concept of it a lot. Subaru was a group of people who were the absolute best at the MMORPG game they played, but one day separated due to a tragic accident that happened to one of the members, and her passing away caused the other members to pretty much separate, and Subaru was no longer a thing at all. Is she really dead though? Because somehow the girl is actually still in the game, very much looking alive. It could be a ghost, and so a few members of Subaru actually joined once again to gather the rest of the crew to solve this mystery, meaning resurrecting Subaru as a whole and once again fighting as the team they once were in the game. And, you know, they need to pretty much solve the mystery to find out whether their friend is actually alive or dead. Classroom of the Elite Season 2 and 3. Oh my, I cannot wait for greatness to arrive very soon. But this anime here is no exception, and it has to be on this list. Ayanoku is a very observant, intelligent, and patient young high schooler who wishes to win in the multitude of exams being given and rise to the very top, as he has done nothing but constantly surprise myself and everyone else in the series by just how smart of a man he really is. He may be a little quiet and not, attention seeking, but, with a hidden past he doesn't want to share with anyone at all. It just makes him more of a mysterious character, and now with its sequels arriving very soon, things are about to get even better.
この世は勝つことが全てだ。最後に俺が勝ってさえいればそれでいい。
そっちもよこせ。何勝手にいい加減にしてください。システあなたそれでもコースですか？
Finally on this list we have is Akashic Records of a Bastard Magical Instructor, which is a series of a brand new substitute teacher at the Magic Academy to teach the students magic techniques, yet everyone thinks that he's just a no-good lazy instructor who is absolutely shit at his job. Turns out though he is actually a powerful being hiding his abilities, as he mainly used his powers to save his students from danger, and somehow everyone manages to be surprised by his actions. At first he used to be lazy looking, but now he's an absolute genius. It's really, such a great series to watch if you haven't seen it yet. I highly recommend you to get into it. Well, it looks like the end of the video has now been reached, and I'm sure many of you are pretty much satisfied with what these characters can do after getting heavily underestimated by their opponent. But that is all we have for today, so thank you all so much for watching all the way to the very end, and if you did enjoy them, please be sure to leave a like, as I'd highly appreciate the support on my videos, and as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next one.